Welcome to Russell Does Stuff. This is my YouTube channel. My name is Russell, and I work 6 hours on Monday, 6 hours on Tuesday. Whatever I don't get done, I'll finish up on Wednesday. I've been working on an investment that I purchased off of Facebook Internet and Facebook Marketplace, and I paid a lot of money for it. I figured I could finish cleaning it for the guy and stick it in an auction. Well, so far that's not the case. It's had tons of Georgia clay or Utah clay shoved all up underneath it, and the guy I got it from painted all over everything with the color black satin. I remember talking to him on the phone. One of his selling points was that him and his son had a chassis cleaning party, and they put this thing up on the lift, and they cleaned and detailed everything, and I figured he did a good job under the hood. He would have continued on with that type of mindset underneath the vehicle. Well, that wasn't the case. So spent about 4 days cleaning all the clay off the Jeep, and touching up where I could with some satin black that I got from Walmart. Walmart's got pretty good prices on stuff. And I was gonna beat my chest and take it for a test drive. And I started driving out of the shop and it wouldn't stop. I'm freaking out. What's going on? The brake pedal went right to the floor. So I drove it around the block just to see if I could, very slowly try to figure out, something. Did I miss something, or, is it something simple, or, And I took the front tire off because I seen brake fluid leaking all down the chassis, headed towards the back tire. So the brake lines were rubbing against the front tires. I've got the new brake line put on that one, and you can see right there where that brake line's rubbing against the rim. So I'm going to jack this tire up, take this tire off, and put a new line on there. Unbelievable. I don't know if I can blame that on him or not, but I'm going to put the tire on here and see if it's going to do it again or not. Maybe there's something that you can use to hold that brake line out of the way or whatever. But that's a little unsettling. So investing in things isn't easy. When you're an entrepreneur, you take risks. And this is a risk I'm taking. And this risk comes with a deadline. There's a contract you sign with the auction house, and if it doesn't show up, they charge you like this massive fee. So I don't want to pay that, and I want to bring a vehicle to them that actually stops. That's important. I know that they push the vehicles across the line, but I think you get more money if they're running. And this is the first time I've done this. So I scrambled down to O'Reilly's and grabbed some brake lines. And I have a set of brake lines from a project that I didn't use those on. So I'm going to return those brake lines, and I bought some crush washers. They're little copper washers that you use to tighten down the new brake line to the caliper. But I wanted to give everybody an update. I have a better attitude today. Yesterday I was kind of deflating. My as you pull out of my shop, it's kind of sloped towards the street. It's an automatic. How am I going to throw it and park? So this channel's about Russell doing stuff, and Russell's doing stuff. Russell's buying someone else's problem. It needs a few things, and hopefully we'll get it across the line. I might have to reset that proportioning valve, which there's another name for it. And if you're a master mechanic and you're watching this channel, you know what I'm talking about. That's just what they started calling those, like a nickname, and it's stuck. The proportioning valve is inside of this valve, and it's called something. So if any of you guys are master mechanics out there, drop a comment below and tell me what it's actually called. And you're not going to win anything. I'll just give you a thumbs up, and maybe I'll ask you questions when I run into some challenges that I can't fix. So when you're an entrepreneur and you're just starting out, you want to have tools, all right? I'm just doing a simple brake line change out. I got hammers, I got wrenches, I got Bach wrenches, I got line wrenches, I got flashlights, I got jacks, I got spray, I got lug nut tools, I got parts. So this isn't just a simple thing. You need to have some tools. So make sure that you go to garage sales and flea markets and stuff. If you're in a service business, pick up some tools. You know, have a grab bag of stuff that you can throw in the car like I do in case something goes bad. I was buying a bump side probably 6 or 7 months ago in Dunedin, Florida, and I brought my bag with me. Well, the caliper on this diesel we were in locked up, so we had to go to the parts store and buy a whole new caliper and put pads and all that stuff on this thing. And if I didn't have that bag of tools, we would have been out of luck. We would have been staying in a hotel and, you know, Harbor Freighting it the next day to get enough stuff together to get that fixed. So always have tools, and don't ever sell them. That's what a guy told me when I was young. I worked for. His name was Greg. Don't ever sell your tools, Rusty. I said, yes, sir. I'll never sell my tools, I promise. And what do you know? I sold something I could have used about 3 weeks ago, and I called and asked him if he had one. He goes, Russ. He calls me Russ when I'm in trouble. I thought I told you never to sell your tools. And I said, well, I don't ever use it. He goes, well, you could have used it if you hadn't got rid of it. So, well, anyway, this is Russell with Russell Does Stuff, and a little update on the Jeep. A little anxiety in the shop, but we'll keep working on it, and hopefully the next video will be of me with a smile on my face going down the road doing a test drive. So till the next one, this is Russell.